Okay. So next one is a void pointer. There is one more terminology. This is also very important. So basically, what is a void pointer? It is a so first let's briefly over go by what are pointers pointing to. If you have an int, let's say you have an int star p, correct? So it will allocate 4 bytes depending on the architecture, but generally it is 4 byte in the memory, and each memory is of 1 byte, right? And each memory is have an individual address, each memory cell. So let's say this have address of 0x0000 like that. Next one have address of 0x00001, then 2 and 3 like that. But this complete chunk represent a single variable, and the address of that variable is pointing to the first element of among that chunk of cells, correct? So int star p is equals to ampersand x when I do. So this particular address goes into p. Now what is p? Multiple times I have told p will have again, it is a variable, it will have again a separate memory inside your stack whose size will be of 4 bytes in the case of 32-bit system, because in 32-bit system addresses are of 32-bit, so it will require 4 bytes to be stored themselves. So it will again have its own address. Let's say the address is 0x1000, some different one, right? In this, the address of x will get stored. What is the address of x was 000, right? So 00000000. One byte will get stored based on the little end. So little address will stored first, little end, and bigger address will get stored after that. Now, whenever so this whenever I dereference a pointer star p, how this mechanism works inside. So inside what it will do, it will take the address. What address will take? Whatever is stored here. So it will take 0000000, go to that memory and pick out that chunk. Now the number of chunks it have to pick, yeah, number of cells it have to pick depends on the pointer data type. So in this case, the pointer data type is in star p. This means that it is a pointer which is representing to an integer type of memory, right? So from this particular starting address, it had to pick 4 byte, 4 chunks, 4 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Got it? So that depends on the data type. But what will happen when the data type is not known? Let's take one more example before going further. Let's say it was a pointer star p1. Then same, it will have a 32-bit address. Let's say 0x00001000. It will go to that address and pick how many cells. It depends on the data type on which the pointer is pointing to. This is a carry bit data type, so it will just pick one cell and point it. Same, you can go for double unsigned, uint 64, all that kind of stuff. Now what will happen? So there is a term called as void pointer, which doesn't have any data type. So it is represented by void star p. So basically why they are used? So they don't represent any specific data type. It just tells the compiler that it is representing to some memory, but the data type of that memory is not known. So you just have the address of this, correct? Now, what will happen when you try to dereference it? Now the CPU will go there and it doesn't know how many cells to pick. So it will give you error that I don't know, you are trying to dereference a void pointer. So let's take an example here. Here I made an int 10 and I just put an address of this int to this, a void pointer. So now p is pointing to some address, but what type of data it is pointing to, it doesn't know. So whenever I try to run it, it will give me a dereferencing error that you are trying to dereference a void type of pointer. So before dereferencing the pointer, you have to let the compiler know that this is what the data type of that pointer is. So you have to typecast this pointer. So you have two approaches. Either you can do this. Let's see, hopefully this works. Same pointer I can take and I will typecast it and store it to P. Let's see if it works. No, the type of this have not changed, so I won't be using this. I will simply typecast it here. So what I will do is I will tell the C compiler that this is an integer type pointer. Hmm. Now the compiler knows that what type of data it is pointing to, and then I will dereference it. So one more star I will put in front of it. Now you are able to see the data. So let's see the basic theory. So a void pointer can point to anything: int, char, float, struct, function, anything. So there are function pointers also that we'll going to discuss in the coming lecture. But yeah, so important rule is you cannot directly dereference the void pointer. You have to typecast it, so it will give you error as you have seen. So because compiler don't know how many bytes to read, data type, size of that thing, and basically he doesn't know what type of data you are pointing to. You are just pointing to some data. So the compiler should know before dereferencing it. So that's how you dereference a pointer. Those brackets myself place in front of it for better clarity, but it is not necessary to place these brackets. You can simply omit them and use this syntax, but it is confusing. That's why I put bracket. So yeah, that's it about void pointers.